I'm feeling pretty bad for Undying. You know, my man's gonna struggle. He's playing into Phantom Lancer. Tombstone is not gonna exist. He's playing into Mirana, the Leap, Snapfire.
Just don't skill it.
No value whatsoever.
You're just giving away gold.
It needs to be perfectly placed on a high ground where they have no vision. So I think the play here, listen, Tombstone plus a sentry ward on the high ground to see that there is no observer ward, they can't see it. The only way that it does not get countered.
Okay, okay. Counterpoint to your counterpoint.
I'm listening.
Just destroy the Tombstone.
It's gonna be very easy. Like,
is it even safe on the high ground? Especially, you know, Timber and like...
They have Illusory Orb, Vanning Drift. They have all the tools. Like, their heroes are also not good at protecting the Tombstone. Like, Lion's okay. You know, Centaur possibly, but just doesn't feel that good. I want to see what my boy Undying. You know, before I was the CEO of the Undying Hate Club, but we're not taking any new members in because, like, it got, like, we got full, like, after, like, only a couple of days after I announced it.
Yeah, I failed my certification to be a Undying hater. I wasn't able to retest.
Yeah, it's for us. It's only one time. Like, you fail, it means like you can't get better. Like, you don't understand what this is all about.
That's fair. I think that might be fair. So we'll see how these lanes go. Already having to pop that salve is Kezcute on top.
Top lane should be heavily Fnatic favored. Like, Phantom Lancer doesn't do much, and Kezcute as a position 5 Snapfire, it's one of the better 4/5s. I prefer it as a 4 because it deals ton of damage. Little Shredder with the Blightstone -8 armor, you pretty much take the support to half HP. But I want to see the Chuan's build. What I want to see is Hoof Stomp into double edge, you know, 1-2-2.
Okay. We'll see if they can get that. They've got the lockdown. Hoof Stomp coming through. Dreamacell in trouble. DJ gets first blood on FBZ. They almost get a kill on a Dreamacell. So almost.
Oh, he just tanked the, like, 4 shots from the tower, forced to use the healing cell. So bottom lane, they get a kill.
Yeah, they get the kill on the Timber. Only has the Whirling Death right now, so no levels into the reactive armor. So not being able to really survive in the lane at the moment. Now finally gets that level 2 and does have
DJ wants
armor.
to suicide. Mirana is just chasing him. So DJ will probably pick up that water. Hide. Triple leap. That's really not worth it. Like, it's actually not worth it.
I'm trying to think whether or not he's going to get this kill. DJ's bringing him for a ride. This chase is for actually forever. Nothing else matters in this game right now except for this chase.
A problem is Luna doesn't have any regen at the bottom lane, so FBZ is going to get a solo kill there.
So now this chase is more worth it because DJ's not down there.
And another leap, 4th leap to get a kill. Right now, actually worth it. Because I didn't check Luna's items. I was watching this glorious chase, the triple leap into Water Rune. Yeah. So they were relying on Undying, just suiciding and getting the, you know, some extra regen to the bottom lane.
But now it's all of a sudden become solo experience for FBZ, a kill for him. He's got level 3, about to hit level 4. He's getting quite far ahead of Raven in terms of experience. Ooh, Moon? He's quite low. Really wasn't impressed by his performance in the previous series that we saw him, so I'm hoping to see him.
Yeah, we want to see him popping off in this one. Doesn't have too many counters, playing into Coil. Silence from Puck, other stuns are not reliable, so I want to see what he can do.
You know, like the whole thing with FNATIC that, you know, makes me want to see them do better is you've got basically 2 mids on this team, and one of them is playing in the off lane, and we didn't really see the best performance from either of them. And we'll see as the season progresses how they're going to figure out this combination of players and how they're going to fit in this lineup.
Yeah, I want to see how Juan's going to perform on this offlane Centaur. He was saving 2 points, now puts 1 point in a retaliate, but they should play more aggressive on the top lane. I've seen this exact same lane just being extremely powerful, stun into another stun. Like, you can use double edge 2 times pretty much because you have a ton of stuns.
Right. Yeah, it makes me wonder why they're not being as aggressive, and that could be why. Earth Spike missing Dreamacell.
Stupendous.
You see a lane like this, it's also similar to that Centaur Rubik lane where you've got that lockdown into the hoof stomp, you get the double edges off, and they're not really taking advantage of it. I agree. I'm surprised. The lack of aggression. Dreamacell having a good time. And so is Makoto. And this was the dynamic we talked about too. With the addition of Dreamacell, we haven't seen Makoto kind of do what he did in the first season where he popped off, took over games, and you know, the games were on his back. And maybe it's the difference where now the games don't have to be on his back, that he's playing a little bit of a different style that causes him maybe not to play up to what we're expecting from him.
The first season he needed to carry from the mid lane pretty much, and he did. In a lot of the games, his Storm Spirit, his Puck performances were on point. Now with the addition of Dreamacell, I think he is playing a bit of a different style, as you mentioned. You know, not being as active as he was before.
Right. Yeah, the player dynamics definitely get interesting when you shift, especially you've shifted a couple times with Boom, and then depending on who you're shifting with, and that goes back to FNATIC, where they're shifting with a mid in the offlane.
Is under attack.
Puck out.
So let's see. As Raven and DJ bottom just getting pressured here by FBZ, who's got this so experienced. They'll use the Dream Coil. They've got the Vortex. Moon in trouble. Moon is dead. They go over mid to get this kill. They use that Dream Coil as Makoto hit that level 6. There was a rotation in from both the Lion and the Undying.
Undying's not the best hero to rotate with, doesn't provide you with any stuns. He's more like counter-reactive. They go in, he uses the Soul Rip, puts a Tombstone down. Lion is very good at making stuff happen. I'm not a big fan of this like mana drain early on. In certain situations it's okay, but I prefer to have a point in Hex early on because it's such a great setup, lasts for 2.5 seconds. And now they have a big issue. This Timbersaw, like, they can't play the bottom lane. They need to bring the numbers. Undying Lion plus Luna doesn't seem like they can kill him, especially if Luna doesn't skill ulti. With the ulti they can, but Luna right now doesn't want to be at the bottom lane. It's too risky, so someone needs to go bottom and just collect the XP.
Yeah, you have FBZ who's level 6 already, and getting close to that 7, a full level ahead of the Luna. The bounty runes are being picked up here by Boom. So I really do worry about how far behind FNATIC are getting. Especially with Makoto, who is at the top by a decent margin over the Storm. A full 1,000 gold ahead of Moon. Like,
that's huge. That we're only 7 minutes in.
Earth Spike, hoof stomp. And now they're going to go in with the little Shredder. They've got the Dream Coil again. He'll use the Stampede. The minus armor is there. He'll go to the Doppelganger. They should have the damage to get the kill, especially now that he snapped that Dream Coil. Makoto comes over. He's 2 for 2 on the Dream Coils, turning into kills. So again, moving around the map and
Radiant's bottom tower is
really
under
shutting
attack.
down FNATIC on all fronts.
Boom playing this one well. Like, they have complete free farm on the Timbersaw. Puck involved in 2 kills. They killed 2 cores. Storm Spirit. Like, my concern right now is who's going to be active on FNATIC. Like, Lion, he also needs levels. Storm Spirit, it feels he's in a situation where he just wants to be able to farm up, not play as aggressive as he would want to. Has Arcane Rune in the bottle and found an Arcane Ring. So a lot of mana.
It's a bit of a boost for him.
Hyde is being very annoying in the jungle. Like, he didn't achieve that much in terms of, you know, landing the arrows, getting multiple kills early on, but he's like in their face, scouting things, what's happening in the jungle, stealing some XP, getting some creeps taken away with the arrow. Just very annoying when like things go like this. You lose a tier 1 tower on the bottom. Like, you have someone who you can't catch. Like, this Mirana has been kind of a nuisance for the last few minutes.
They're coming over. They've got FBZ at top. Fire Snap Cookie with the arrow, but the Hex is onto the Timbersaw. They've got minus armor. Earth Spike's there, and they'll use the Stampede to leave. So, Boom putting pressure all over the map. FBZ, he'll take over in top. He still feels very confident in just being in a lane by himself.
Raven getting closer to his Mask of Madness, just maxing out the Moon Glaze, wants to be able to flash farm.
Vortex, Hyde, still getting away. And now he's in the Dream Coil. This is a big problem for the Storm, trying to run. Arrow comes over. That one's not going to connect. And we know Moon, he has a history with these arrows. He's getting low. The Waning Rift, the silence is there. The ball lightning away. So Moon still surviving.
Oh, he was toying with them there. Like, one misstep and he dies. Fortunately for him, had Arcane Rune. So a lot of mana, has Arcane Ring also to work with. But could be a bit problematic.
Dire's top
Yeah,
tower
they used Dream
is under
Coil there
attack.
for the first time, not getting a kill. You know, the other two had garnered them some results. Hyde picking up the Tome of Knowledge, so he'll try to get 6 as quickly as possible because Snapfire is about to hit that 6 and now has Mortimer's Kisses. So that could technically be very dangerous, and they're going to go to the Mortimer's Kisses, get the kill into jabs, ball lightning over. Moon trying to at least get Kescued. It's not going too well for him. Low Shredder as well as the Scatterball is taking a lot of damage. Now he's out of mana. So those leap forward, ball lightning onto the high ground, not too far away from Boom, but far enough away where now that they don't have Dream Coil, they can't continue to go on him. But Puck really farming quite well and about to be into that Witchblade.
That's going to be a big amount of damage. Like, with the addition of the Witchblade, Puck can just solo kill those supports. Sometimes he needed a bit more. He's okay. Yeah, especially on Dying, who has no escape mechanism whatsoever. And if you jump Lion with the coil, like, Lion just doesn't have enough HP to survive through the burst. I'm a bit surprised they decided to put Phantom Lancer on the bottom, because this is where Timbersaw wants to be. They didn't pressure any of the towers, so Timbersaw would likely want to stay at the bottom lane, just put some more pressure, because he gets the most out of that bottom lane. They can't kill him, and the Phantom Lancer can still be in the triangle, or he can be in the jungle, so a bit surprised they decided to make this switch.
Right. Ball lightning over looking for Dreamicell. They've got jabs in. Moonlight Shadow is used. Moon not working with a lot of mana. He's 2 bottle sips left. But they've used this Moonlight Shadow and they should be able to rotate to grab something. And that something
Coil
is going to be DJ, who drops down the Tombstone. This is free gold. I mean, that's just free gold. They leave it for the Puck. An extra 150 for Makoto. Hyde gets the kill on a DJ. That's... I don't want to be too critical of DJ. I just think you could hold that Tombstone. You're not surviving with it or without it.
Tombstone in this game is just free gold.
Yeah.
Against Mirana, against the Lull Shredder, against Phantom Lancer and the Illusions. They're going to have a big power spike once Phantom Lancer gets that Diffusal Blade, and he's getting very close.
Not only that, you've got the Witchblade, and Puck's going to make some quick progress. Especially when you're handing out gold like that. Like, Makoto is 800 gold towards his Blink Dagger. I just told you he was about to finish a Witchblade. So, like, he's getting there pretty fast. You're looking for the Kaya on Storm. We've talked about this a couple times. The switch from Kaya to Orchid. When is this right? When is that right? Do you think Orchid would be better for him to come back in this game, or is it just too far gone? Where you go Kaya, you try to take it a different direction?
Now that I've seen a lot of these games, I feel in most situations, Orchid still feels like the best choice.
Right.
Because you want to lock down the Puck. This Kaya just, doesn't give you... I don't know, have a bit of mixed feelings here, In certain situations, when the game's going well, it feels like a decent item. Status resistance is good against the silence coming up from Puck, against the Dream Coil duration, so we'll see, how it's gonna go. Now they have a Diffusal Blade, so Storm needs to be careful also about that. Like, he might even be forced to get Kaya into BKB this game to be able to fight. A lot of their heroes are actually very greedy in terms of what they want to do. And you can see, like, FNATIC, they're just jungling. They love to kill creeps. Luna wants to be in the jungle, farm her item. Storm Spirit, after getting killed once, also wants to recover in the jungle. Chuan, he's tanky, Hood, Vanguard, working towards the Blink Dagger, and the it's a bit hard for them to start a fight because there's always this, you know, threat of Mirana using ulti, the Dream Coil.
Hex, Finger, and the stun. Quick burst damage to kill off Hyde. They're going to Ball Lightning, maybe look for the Dream Coil on to either the Lion or the Storm, but they don't catch either.
Mikoto is just popping off this game. Like, he has a
really
Witchblade and almost has a Blink Dagger, needs 400 gold to finish it off.
Get mid at FBZ. I really like this ward here, deep in the lane. Or not deep in the lane, but it's like back where the tier 1 was standing over mid. And it gives you vision pretty far down where sometimes teams smoke right in front of that tier 2 tower. Like, it could definitely provide a
it provides deep vision towards like tier 2 tower, which could potentially catch a smoke.
Yeah. Catches people crossing the lane. Like the vision here for Boom. One over mid, one over in the Radiant jungle, right by this outpost. They had seen the Storm and the Luna farming quite a bit. The vision game is nice. At least for right now. 2K lead. Luna finally achieving that top spot. They haven't really touched Raven. But now that they have the Diffusal, I think they are kind of waiting for the Blink Dagger. Because that's going to be an even bigger spike where you can jump in, get that Dream Coil. Diffusal is going to do a lot here. I could see that being a big movement timing for them with everything they've got. You've got Timber who can frontline for them. If they 5-man, you've got Mortimer's Kisses coming down. You have the Moonlight Shadow to move around the map to get the proper positioning. Like, Boom are in a timing right now where I think they can really just snowball and take advantage.
For sure. Even though, like, it says 2K gold lead, they are the ones who have
another deep ward.
Yeah, so they're going to scout things out behind the tower. FNATIC, they need to step up with the D wards. Like, sentries, only 50 gold. They're going to take the top tower. That's the first one for them. Luna will get the last hit. Working towards Manta style, pretty standard stuff into BKB coming out from Luna.
Right.
On the other side, Phantom Lancer decided to go for Hood. He understands there is a ton of magical damage going into Manta style. I don't think Manta style is needed here. There's literally nothing to dispel, not a single ability. So SNY seems like a much better choice. The status resistance against the Lion, against the Storm Spirit, against the Centaur, like all these stuns, pulls. We'll see if he decides to go for it, but definitely not a good Manta style game.
Mikoto, by the way, picking up that Blink Dagger. It's getting delivered. So now that he's got that Blink Dagger and he's got the Witchblade, they do have Moonlight Shadow available. I wouldn't be surprised to see Boom kind of settle back in. They should have a pretty good idea of where FNATIC are. They have deep wards in the jungle and behind the tier 2 bottom. You're not getting information from bottom. The only one who's there right now is Jabs. You're not getting any vision over in the jungle either. And mid, really, you kind of see the Centaur. You should know that they're in the triangle. Process of elimination.
I want to see Boom taking a fight, like just forcing a fight with the Blink Dagger on Puck. Yeah, look at this line. Yeah, Witchblade, like, doesn't even have to pop that Dream Coil. But I want to see them take a fight because Phantom Lancer, he bought a Hood. This is the fighting item. Like, you can understand how strong you are. Seems like they're just going to go inside the Roche.
Yeah, and the scans were used by both teams.
This is a big move. If they can get away with this, they use the Tombstone, they use the Flash Golem. Flash Golem works on Roche. They have decent amount of damage. Roshan is being pinged out. Half HP. Hyde will scout things out, but it's going to be too late.
Maybe they can get one TP in on the Puck coming through, and it's actually the Timber who's going to start the TP, but it's too late. So they've grabbed the Aegis on Raven, and that's a good way to kind of turn this for them. But they got the Dream Coil on a 3. What are they going to do with this, though? They're going up against an Aegis. They've got the Vortex coming through onto the Puck. They get the kill on a DJ. They'll at least get themselves one. The Stampede to try and run. The Hook Stomp lands on a Hyde. Moon not in on the fight. All they get so far is the Undying. And that is a counterplay that could have been worth more for Boom. Giving up that Aegis is really big here
moves from FNATIC. Considering the situation they were in, you know, this is a type of move that makes you, you know, a comeback into the game, buys you another 5 minutes with that Aegis, gives you enough time for your Luna to farm up another item.
Moonlight Shadow on cooldown. Dream Coil on cooldown for another 8 seconds. That Storm is still middle of the pack. Finally, Moon finishing off the Kaya Sanj, and you said maybe Kaya BKB. It's going to be Kaya Sanj into the BKB, like you said, just you know, an item later, which I think he also gets away with because of the Roche play. They've got the Hex, they'll use the Eclipse, they've got the lockdown to kill off Dream Cell. Big pick off there for FNATIC.
FNATIC
They've got a word of their own, and
they're playing amazing. Last couple of minutes, they're getting the most out of the map. This Roche
Vortex
that
on
they
a
took.
hide. Fire Snap Cookie misses with Ball Lightning. He'll still continue to try and chase the Marana. Moon,
But
though, not
low on
getting anything
mana,
out of
needs to
that.
be careful. Arrow.
Blink with the double edge. Hide gone. That's, I believe, the second kill with that blink, not just the blink reveal.
Top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
FNATIC really turned it on, and you know, is this a result of Boom just playing a little bit too conservative?
Yeah, I feel like they could have taken a fight, used Moonlight Shadow, used the Stream Coil on Puck. Timbersaw, he's strong right now. He has a way of dispelling things. The Lotus Orb is really good, especially against the Lion. Lion can't use his abilities. One of the great enemies. Yeah, look at him bottom. Just gonna drop DD Puck. Too much damage.
Again, not even needing to use the Dream Coil. Now he's got the phase shift attack, so he'll output a little bit more DPS.
Decided to go for this route in terms of talents to be able to scale.
So now I guess the question becomes, does Boom, with their little bit of a lead, still continue to stay a little bit more conservative and fight away from the Aegis? Arrow with the Mortimer's Kisses coming through onto the Centaur, but it's not a lot of damage. It's really not.
Didn't even tackle it. Like, Centaur doesn't really take damage. They need to bring more heroes. So yeah, I talked about the itemization on the Phantom Lancer. No real value building that Manta style. He also understands that, decides to go for SNY, which makes a lot more sense in this game.
Dream Cell really just hasn't fought.
No, that's why I'm surprised. You know, he decided to pick up Hood and is not fighting with the team.
They see Raven. They've got the Dream Coil, but the Tombstone, it's spotted by the illusion, so they know it's up. It's going to be hard to fight into that. They got the arrow on a Raven, but they're already too far gone. They've left.
They're out. Puck TPing top. Big wave approaching. Wants to be able to clear that up.
The thing, too, is Dream Cell's not keeping up with Luna. Like, Raven's pulling away here. And he's about to have that BKB.
Phantom Lancer, he still deals a ton of damage. You know, it's just a missed opportunity. They had this time when they were strong, they felt strong. He decided to go for the Hood, didn't take a single fight. Instead, he died, was isolated.
Obviously, they're still
Dire's
working with the
bottom
current
tower
Aegis,
is under attack.
but second Roche with Shard is going to be very important. There are a lot of heroes that can utilize that Shard quite well. FBZ with the Lucent Beam, trying to defend the tier 1 tower bottom, but there's nothing he can do. They're wrapping around a little bit. They've got this smoke. Blink, hoof stomp, attempting to go in on the hide. Blink away from the photo. They use the Stampede. They'll continue their chase onto the Marana. They've got the Lucent Beam, and Boom is just running. They're letting
No
Hyde
lead
die
charges.
here. Ball Lightning all the way through, and Moon's got a kill. Boom again. They just kind of get found out. And now the BKB's been picked up for Raven.
That's going to be big. Them getting BKBs is the next big timing for FNATIC, because they have no abilities that go through magic immunity, so if they don't feel like fighting, they can just run away. Like that Roche into kill on Phantom Lancer was such a huge deal for FNATIC.
Right. There's the Sanj and Yasha. He's got the Spirit Lance cooldown, so I'm wondering, is Dream Cell going to buy that Shard? Try to go that route?
Shard is really good. Like, we've seen some Octarine cores, Lance into Octarine, of course, type of a build where you deal well with the supports. You're just being really annoying.
Right. That's my question too. Like, now do Boom try to focus their attention on trying to get this next Roche, knowing that Shard is going to be available? They could give it to Dream Cell for free. He can pick up something else in the interim, which is the heart.
I mean, if he doesn't want to go for this like Octarine type of a build on Phantom Lancer, Spirit Land's cooldown just feels a bit underwhelming, and the Shard, because evasion's really good against Luna.
Hide again, blown up via the finger. And they're in onto the Timber. FBZ taking a lot of damage. He's had the Lucid Beam will get the kill. They've got the Dream Coil on
no
the floor.
follow-up. This fight's
He's
already gone.
dead.
Yeah. Like passive Lotus Orb, he did not pop it.
Boom, just letting FNATIC open the door and walk on in on it. And I'm really trying to figure out where the passiveness is coming from. You know, it's not normally their style of play.
I expected him to play a bit more aggressive because Puck was having a good time. Like, Puck is still having a good time.
He hasn't followed that defusal at all.
Exactly, because Phantom Lancer, he had some weird power spikes. You know, he gets that diffusal blade. He feels like the strongest hero. On the map, you don't take the fight. Then you get another item, which was Hood. Decided not to fight with the team. And now building into Heart. Like, Luna will stay one step ahead in terms of the item build, because she will have a butterfly. You don't have an ability that goes through magic, through evasion. Phantom Lancer not a hero that likes to buy MKB. At least they have Witchblade. Witchblade works, you know, has a true strike for some reason.
Right.
But carry to carry matchup is not gonna be that good. Like, he's gonna need to get another item.
Smoke was broken. And now they're going to focus their attention on the tankiest hero of the bunch. They drop the Dream Coil down, and they've got the Soul Rib and Mortimer's Kisses coming through. DJ TP's away. They've used the Moonlight Shadow. Maybe they can catch another one, but they don't have Dream Coil, so their lockdown is lacking.
Lockdown. Yeah, they don't have enough.
And that just lets Raven leave. He's almost got this butterfly. They had Vision of Moon. I guess they didn't want to risk missing the coil or missing their lockdown chance. But they are postured near Roche. 20 seconds until Centaur's back up, 25 until Roche is back up.
Perfect timing. This is where the next fight should happen.
Got vision of Makoto. Boom should be much more aware of this next Roche happening. Controlling both outposts. Got the BKB ready on Timber. He's going into his Axe Shard, trying to unlock that Flamethrower. And they'll go to take that top outpost again. Raven's now up here, so
surprised, like this is the second or third time that Raven actually taking the outpost. One time he got arrowed, but should be, you know, support's job to do it. Because he's losing the farm if he's not moving around the map farming. And Luna with the Solar Crest plus Butterfly, that's a ton of damage.
Fire Snap Cookie to send him back. And you can see FNATIC, they're setting up. Roche is up. So now the TP mid. Boom are certainly going to make a move to try and fight this at the pit. They can't just let another Aegis drop out of their hands. But the vision is there through the side of FNATIC. They're going to drop down the Dream Coil. They've got the silence onto the Centaur. He's already used the Stampede with BKB, Popeye, FBZ. The heal on the Schwan as he tries to run. Mortimer's Kiss is coming in, and he is still alive. Eclipse dropped down right on top of FBZ, doing a lot of damage, but he'll Timber Chain out of that one with the Ball Lightning follow-up from Moon. They get the kill on the DJ, but they do lose FBZ, so their tanky hero is gone, and they don't have buyback. Hex through onto Kesku. Kesku with the finger. He's falling through in death. Now it looks as though this will go all FNATIC's way, but I say that, Dreamacell, he gets a kill on the jabs. That'll send the side of FNATIC away, who are leaving this fight. They find Juan again. They'll get the kill on the Centaur. FNATIC pulled the ejection cord, but it looked like they had the advantage for a moment.
It looked like it until Phantom Lancer showed up. Once he starts building up those illusions, you already used your spells like Lion. He can't deal with him. Centaur, he is tanky, but he's not as tanky as he thinks.
Yeah, you can see that at the beginning of the fight, as he just kind of survived the onslaught coming through.
And now they are inside a pit, trying to kill this Roshan. They could potentially go for a steal with the Storm Spirit. Let's see if he decides to go for it. BKB on cooldown, 15 seconds.
Not the fastest Roche. KSQ coming in with the Solar Crest as well as the Midas Armor from the little Shredder. They'll get the Aegis. And
oh, the dream. Like now, Phantom Lancer, he has a heart, he has the shard, and he has Aegis.
That's a big moment there for Boom. And they're going to try and get the kill on the Snapfire. They'll look over as the arrow flies in. That's going to split between Raven as well as Moon. Do they have the damage to get the kill on the KSQ? They'll need one more shot. Raven will get it. But now he's on the run. He doesn't have a lot of mana to work with. And Dream Coil is placed down. It's on to both supports. They get the kill on the jabs. They'll look over as the Tombstone comes in, and they'll get the kill on the Hide. So they end up trading so far on one, but they have lost two in this fight for Boom. They'll continue to move forward on DJ, take out both supports. The buyback comes out from the Lion, and the focus of their attention goes onto the Centaur as he silences up, throws the stun, gets it out onto both the Phantom Lancer as well as this Timber. Now the Vortex coming in with BKB being popped by Moon.
Storm
but they're
low on mana.
without this Centaur who now just fall back. They'll TP back into the fight. They'll get the kill on a Raven. He's got buyback as well. They'll continue chasing for Moon, who's out of mana. They've got the silence onto the Timber, but it's not going to keep Moon alive. They'll finish off Moon. That's technically a full team wipe for Boom, and they're right here by the tier 2 tower. They have lost just two.
Yeah, this Phantom Lancer right now is just the king of the game. Like, they can't kill him. A carry-to-carry matchup is pretty bad. Luna can't just stand and take a fight against the Phantom Lancer because he is too big at the moment. Like, even during the BKB duration, if he falls low, one life, Doppelganger out, regeneration from heart will kick in, and this is the big item. You know, they have BKBs, Aghanim Scepter done on puck. Like, this game just feels completely over right now. Like, they respawn, another coil is ready, that goes through Magic Immunity. He's gonna lock him down in place, and Phantom Lancer will just clean up.
Yeah, Phantom Lancer doing a good job of cleaning up. Finally fights, and finally, Boom, with that fight coming in from Phantom Lancer, they overwhelmed. It's just something that we were waiting for. Something that could have potentially fallen flat, but really, he rose up. Now they've got themselves mid and bottom devastated on the side of FNATIC.
He felt comfortable just farming up, you know, playing for that second Roche. And the shard coming out from him, which is really nice. Now going into Octarine Core. Suddenly it's a 15k gold lead. Like, they
just out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, exactly.
They'll go through on Juan and try to get this kill here onto the Centaur. They'll drop down the Dream Coil. They've got the leash, the stun, and a 2 from the Earth Spike on the high ground. They'll use the Stampede. Raven coming over and trying to help, but he just cannot get close enough in time. They take it out the Centaur. It's dead for 72 seconds, and they'll finish off the Tombstone. Another 200 gold for that Phantom Lancer. There goes the mid set. So mid set, bottom set, they don't exist anymore.
Well, good thing is, you know where they're gonna enter. Probably gonna come from the north, so better be ready.
For the north. Satanic finished off for Raven. The question becomes, can he defend his base enough?
It's just not enough damage at the moment coming out from Luna to be able to deal with the Phantom Lancer. Like, she might be able to sustain, you know, have a Dispel mechanic, 1, 2, 3 Dispel mechanics with Satanic, Manta Style, and BKB, but the damage output is just not high enough.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
So, looking for this last set of racks onto the backline. He's using that ball lightning in. They've got the Dream Coil down. That's going to be through onto the Storm, who pops the BKB. He's trying to run, but there's just too much damage. He got the kill on a high, but it's not going to matter much. Now he's got buyback, but he doesn't have a BKB to work with. Go for this top set of racks. They've taken out the tier 3. The Earth Spike comes through onto the Phantom Lancer. So Dream is Cell just frontlining right now with the help of FBZ, who's also got himself a heart that damaged through onto the Lion. They will take out jabs. They'll secure themselves mega creeps, and all is crumbling around FNATIC. Raven moving in forward with the Eclipse, gets the kill on the KSQ, but that's it. All he got out of that was a Snapfire. Raven now being controlled. They've got Dream Cell here with FBZ, and he'll heal with the Satanic, but that's all he's got so far. He's going to need some help here from Moon to the rest of the team, but the Blink as well as the Hoof Stomp, it's still not enough damage to kill off Kumasel or really deter him from continuing on to try and kill Raven. They will focus their attention onto the Centaur, who's chased back into the base. He's low, the arrow misses, but they've got the Spear Vessel, the sword, it's not going to do enough. And Raven, he'll get chased. Will he die before he makes it up the stairs? Yes, he will. So he's gone for 90 seconds. He no longer has buyback. All they're without on the side of whom is the Sapphire. They'll continue to push in and wait for the GG call that is there from FNATIC, and Boom will take game 1.
FNATIC had a really nice move going for this Roshan play and then going for a couple of kills.